Hi everyone, Massive Das here, looking at this week's Nintendo Switch news. And also, there's not much news. We're going to look at games coming at retail in November across all the regions. First bit of news, we had an Animal Crossing Direct for Pocket Camp. That is the mobile game. It's coming out in November, but if you really want to play it right now, you can play it in Australia. There's ways around it if you're using Android and iOS. It's a mobile game, obviously. It looks really good for a mobile title, so that's coming from Nintendo. Next bit of news, we had some... last week we had update 4.0, we've had 4.001 since, something that's fixed some HDMI problems with TVs and stuff and connections. But the GameCube controller works with it. Not directly, but the Wii adapter that was out for the Wii U that allowed you to play Smash Bros with the GameCube controller. That adapter works with it. A lot of speculation from like myself and loads of people that Virtual Console or Smash Bros port on that. But Reggie, in an interview, talking, come back to that as a second again, basically said they were shocked as everyone else. Apparently, the update was not for the adapter or the GameCube controller; it's for third-party things. I don't know what that is, third-party wise, because obviously I recently bought the Zelda controller, the third-party one. There's arcade sticks already from like Hori and stuff like that, and 8-bit though, and they all work through USB already. So I don't know if that's improved the support of them, or there's some things coming that's going to use USB, and that also may make sense in one of the games that's coming in November. That will use the USB, and it'll be the first game that's console only on the Switch due to the USB. Yeah, in the same interview with Reggie, they talked about the Zelda DLC. We've not heard about it for ages. This is the second part. This is a story chapter. The Amiibos do come out on the 10th of November. I've got them ordered myself. Big Zelda fan, even though I don't like Breath of the Wild, but I really want those Amiibo. DLC is still coming this year. Obviously, we've just had Mario's just come out, huge title, fantastic. Still got Xenoblade to come for the Nintendo in December, so I don't really know when that's coming, especially for all these games that will be coming in November. And this is just retail, remember, this is not including eShop titles. There's 30 titles coming out in all the regions, so obviously the Switch is region free, so you can all import and play all of these hopefully in November on your Switch. So this is without the Zelda DLC, where would that possibly even fit in, you know, playing and stuff. So if you finish Mario, want something to play in November, obviously it's almost November. This is why this video is going out today, so you can look forward to what's coming. Going to start like always in Europe. Obviously the dates are subject to change, and we'll get to a few that are a bit of a question mark titles. So the first one, so they're in like date order and like sort of alphabetical order as well. First one is Farming Simulator, Nintendo Switch Edition. Kind of self-explanatory what that one is. It's Farming Simulator. It comes out the 7th of November. Then you got Sonic Forces. There's a demo up on the Japanese eShop. It's got a timer, doing like a 3-minute demo. The modern Sonic play it's fine. The battle, boss battle seems fine. It's the avatar. We met your own avatar. That did not seem great, but it's really hard to tell from a 2 or 3 minute demo. That comes out the 7th of November. Another platformer on the same day. Unbox Newbie's Adventure. That's also on the 7th. Then you got Ben 10. On the 10th, like I suppose that's even a platformer, an action platformer thing, tie into the TV show, I gather. Then on the 4th, you've got Doom. This is being published by the Bethesda, so we get something a little bit different. That's on the 10th, so you know, big mature first-person shooter. So that could be really good on the Switch if you want that sort of game. Then you got Snippet Clips. That's getting a retail release. This is going to have all the plus content as well. The plus, if you already own a game, will be out on the 10th as well, but you can get it all in one physical pack. I think it's 25 quid as well, so it's a bit of a budget title. Obviously Nintendo is publishing that, so that's one of Nintendo's own games in November. Then the 6th, you got Cartoon Network. This is the Battle Chasers, Battle Crashers game, where you can like fight with like Cartoon Network characters and stuff. And then on the 7th, you've got LA Noire. This is the it's not actually remastered, I believe, on Switch, but this is the Switch version. Obviously, this will have touchscreen controls and will be portable. Could be really good on the touchscreens. A bit like, I suppose, a bit like a Phoenix Wright game where you can touch and select what you think the other person is thinking. That's on the 14th. Then you've got Monster Jam. That's the monster truck game. That actually comes out the 31st of October digitally. but it will be the 14th physically. Then you got Lego Marvel 2. As again, you could even consider this as a platformer. This is the 17th, so you know, a lot coming out of Mario, and one again on the bottom of this list came out at a really bad time. So that's that. Then you got Rhyme. This being, you know, long in anticipation of the Switch. It was one of the Switch first games announced for the Switch. This was the 17th. Sort of like Zelda, Ico, like platformy things. 17th is going to be £10 less digitally, a whole digital, physical and stuff like that, but the physical version will come with the soundtrack and stuff, and they've added the soundtrack as 10 quid, so you're sort of paying the same price, but if you don't want the soundtrack, it may be worth going digital. Then on the 11th is Skyrim. This is the hot thing with Bethesda. Two Bethesda games only 7 days apart, but Nintendo are publishing Skyrim. Obviously it has Zelda, sort of DLC and stuff in within the game, so that's coming. Really excited about that one myself. I've still never played Skyrim. Then on the 12th you got Batman, the Telltale series. If you played a Telltale game, you know what this is. This is the second one on Switch from, you know, Minecraft for the first one, story mode. Then on 13th, you've got MXX GP3. This is obviously a racing game based on MXX. So yeah, if you want a racing game and you're into that, it could be good. Then on the 14th, Lexing 2018. I think this might be the one of the game where they're on about third party support with USB, because this will use the microphones, and this is the first game that's console only. Due to the microphones, you have to have the system docked to the microphones plugged in. So like Just Dance, where you obviously use like the Joy-Cons and stuff, you can still put like the Switch down in tabletop mode. This obviously you would need the microphones. On the 15th is not the 15th, the 24th is Lumo. Yeah, that's coming. Don't know much really about that one. Then on the same day is Poi Explorer Edition, which has just come out on the eShop. It's supposed to be really decent N64 style 3D platformer, but coming out at the same time with Mario has to be a dreadful time for that game. Hopefully it does better when it comes to retail, but you see there's a ton of retail games. I don't know if they do well there or not. Then rounding up the definites for Europe is Siberia 2. That's coming out on the 30th. The first one just come out recently. It seems quite hard to find. I've tried looking for that myself without, you know, ordering it online. Seems a bit hard to get. Then free sort of May basis, you've got Battle Chasers, was rumoured to be coming the 17th of November. It's out already on the Xbox One and PS4. It's supposed to come out at the same time as Switch. Didn't. Again, it's rumoured the 17th. Another one is 21st of November. Supposed to come, it was WWE 2K18. It was supposed to come out at the same time. Just sort of dropped out of, you know, off a cliff. No word on it, when it was coming, what happened to it. But lots of sort of reports and rumours coming out 21st of November. Definitely coming this year. And it's supposed to be, you know, so you ain't got much longer left. So it could be that. The next one is a weird one because it's definitely been announced. It's Resident Evil Revelations Collection. It's supposed to come out the 28th of November in all regions at the same time. But I cannot find anywhere to actually buy it in Europe whatsoever at retail. I can in the States and I can in Japan, so maybe it's some weird, you know, retail exclusive to those two regions and just can't get it in Europe, or just no one's got it online at the moment. And then even though I could find it in America to order and pre-order it, like on Amazon, it didn't have a date either. It was just like December 31st, 2018, like not 2018, 2017. So just like a placeholder date. So I don't really know what's happened in that game, but it's definitely coming. I would think it's most really going to drop into the next section, which is games in the US. These obviously can. Two of these are definitely coming to Europe at some point, but coming out in the US first. So you can import them early. But the first one on the 14th is It'll Do 2 Plus, and then on the 21st is Axiom Verge, 2 versions of this, a standard or multiverse edition. Definitely coming to Europe, but not until January, so a couple of months different. Then you got Super Beat Zonix, that's also on the 21st. It's supposed to come out last month, but then got delayed. And it's coming digital and retail in the States at the same time, and it's coming digitally in Europe at the same time, but in December physically, I believe, for Europe. So you want to get in early, you can. And then on Japan and Asia, they've got quite a few games coming out. They have a bunch of Warriors games. This is all the English titles. is Dynasty Warriors 8, Empires, Samurai Warriors Spirit of Sadana, and Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate all come out on the 9th of November. I found that really weird why Koei Tecmo's done that, released 3 really similar games all on the same day. Just seems really odd to me, but that's them, and obviously that's their English titles. Like Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires actually Dynasty Muso 7 Empires or something in Japan, but if you're into those series you mostly know what the actual titles are. Then on 16th we got like a standalone DLC. It's well, not standalone, you need the first game, but it's Dragon Quest 10 5,000 Year Journey to the Faraway Hometown. That's getting a retail release, so you're going to be obviously importing it or going to thing where you can buy a retail version, but it's a digital code only. I'm aware of this now because I bought Dragon Quest 10 on Switch, hoping it's going to be cartridge play, and it's digital, and I don't even know I can actually play it. I've not tried it. So I'm saying it's still region locked because of the whole Japan thing, but in Japan there will be a physical sort of box of this game. Then on 23rd, this is a PlayAsia exclusive. So it's an Asian version, not a Japanese version, and so sort of makes it region free. It's region free anyway because of Switch, but it has like no region attachment, you know, if you want to say, is Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap. That comes out on the 23rd. And then the last game that rounds up this list is Nobunga no Yabua Taishi. It's another Tecmo Koei game, and this is coming out on the 30th of November. So yeah, an absolute load of games on the Switch coming out in November just at retail. At myself, Sonic Forces is tempting. Huge Sonic fan, grew up on, you know, the Mega Drive, Dreamcast and stuff. Big fan of that, most probably. And then the Noir is tempting. I just don't know which version to get, if you get it on Switch or PS4. Both got benefits. Switch on the go, obviously with touchscreen controls with investigation, so that's really cool. And then PS4, 4K and trophies, and I believe it's £10 less. That's a big thing. Lego Marvel 2 could be really good. Rhyme looks really good. Really want to play that game for a while. Tequila Works and previous games pretty good. Skyrim is a definite one from myself. And something like Poi, Siberia 2, and Resident Evil Collection. Depends when they come out, if you can find them and stuff like that. And nothing I'm interested in importing personally. Wonder Boy possibly, but that is about it. Anyway, I've been Master Dance. I hope you enjoyed this video, and tell us what you're looking for in forward to in November.